Yo, wow, that's really close. Hang on, wait, I've got this. I'm an expert, guys. I know how to Periscope. There we go. Happy Monday, dudes. So, since last time was such a success of eating lunch, I decided to eat breakfast, sharing it with you guys, of course. I couldn't eat breakfast alone. So, haircut, yeah. So I'm just chilling out here at the park. So, people think I'm crazy because I'm talking to myself. It is an awesome day, yeah. Look at that. Yeah, I want to be in there right now, but that's for this weekend. So guys, tell Marquez to Periscope more. I will do that. Hang on, I gotta get my tripod set up here. So I actually wanted to talk to you guys about something. So last month was the best month for my channel ever. It was crazy. I posted 8 videos, which was like, I think that's the best I've done in over a year. I think the next best was like 7 videos a couple months ago. So I posted a ton of videos, and on top of that, they all did really well. I think all of them except my 2 most recent hit 200,000 views. So, okay. So I talked about this on Twitter the other day. 8 videos is a lot of videos for one dude. Like, these videos take 2-3 days each, so do the math there. There's not a whole lot of days in a week or days in a month. Twerk? No, I'm not gonna do that. You guys have to pay for that. Periscope has like a paid option. Like, pay me to twerk. I think it's really weird. Just try to explain why people are paying you to dance on the internet. Yeah. The watch? You guys want to see the watch? Alright. Yes. There's bugs on me. Okay, so actually I can't really do it too well with my hand. Let's see here. Okay, I'm not really gonna be able to do a great demo. Plus you can't see it at all. Let me walk in the shade a little bit. So that is the Apple Watch. This is the stainless version. I don't know, 2-3 weeks now. I've been liking it. I don't know if I'm gonna do a video, just because I feel like everyone's already done a video on it, and I don't really have anything interesting to say, to be totally honest with you. It's a cool device. I like a lot of it, but there's also a lot of stuff that's just silly. Like, the price is, I think for the watch, you have to keep it. What's that? Something was totally crawling on my back. I think for the watch, you can't look at it. So I feel like a lot of people are comparing a smartwatch to a phone, right? And it's a different proposition. So yes, the watch has apps, and you know, it runs like iOS and has touchscreen, Siri, and all these things, but a watch is just a different thing, right? Like, I mean, for dudes, typically what you think of is a watch as jewelry, right? Like, dudes are not going to generally wear, like, necklaces and rings and that kind of stuff, but a dude can pull off a watch no problem. So, yeah, it's expensive, but when you put it in the context of jewelry, and especially compared to, like, a typical watch that might not do a whole lot besides tell time, makes a little bit more sense. But I think the big thing that a lot of people are having issues with the Apple Watch is just going into it expecting it to do a lot more than it actually does. And to everyone's credit, Apple didn't really do a very good job of actually explaining that. Because all they're talking about is like, oh, look, it has apps and this and that, but this is a small screen, right? Just purely based, this is a small screen, and apps are not great. On top of that, the apps are not great, period. So, I don't know. I think if you have lower expectations, if you think that it's a watch, it's basically a piece of jewelry, yes, it tells time, but it also is good for like fitness and stuff. It's good for, I think my favorite part of any smartwatch is just the notifications. So, I think for me, so what I've done is I've set up my watch to vibrate on my wrist anytime I get a notification. So my phone no longer makes any noise whatsoever, unless it's a phone call. So I'm no longer having to take my phone out of my pocket all the time, and my watch isn't making any noise either. So I can be completely silent even if I'm like some place where I don't want to be disturbed, and my watch will just tap me on the wrist. I can look down, check what the notification is. That's a pretty cool feature. I said the exact same thing about the Moto 360. That's really good. Checking out my little bacon and egg sandwich. Yeah, What time is it? It's 11:30. Yeah, I'm eating breakfast late, but whatever. It is expensive, yes. So that's the thing. For the Apple Watch to continue to do well and evolve, a couple things need to happen. Yeah, the Moto 360 is $150. You can silence the watch, yeah. So basically, you can have it so it will make a noise. It will make a noise when you get a notification, just like your phone. However, you can mute that noise and just have it vibrate. I don't usually like to do that on my phone because a lot of times I just won't notice my phone vibrating in my pocket. But the watch, it's right on your wrist, right? And it doesn't vibrate. It kind of like, it almost kind of feels like someone's tapping your wrist. It's actually, it's nice. It's nicely done. So, there's no really reason for the watch to ever make any noise, unless like a timer or a phone call or something like that. What do you think needs to happen for the Apple Watch for it to truly be successful and truly kind of be more of what people think? It needs to be cheaper, obviously. I think it's no problem to make higher end versions like the Edition, like the stainless, that cost more, because at the end of the day, this is jewelry, right? Like, people want something that looks nice on the wrist, and etc., etc. Have expensive bands, that's fine, right? Like, you should have that option if you want something really shiny and fancy and everything to have it, right? Like, I have no problem with that. But there's no reason why there couldn't be a cheaper version, right? There's no reason why the Sport couldn't be $200 or $250, right? And on top of that, it's relying on you having an iPhone, right? And actually, I tried this. I was using the Galaxy S6 3 or 4 days ago, and I didn't take my iPhone, I just took the Apple Watch. And I wanted to see what all I could do with the Apple Watch without a phone, right? And it's somewhat usable. I mean, you can tell time, it will still track your fitness, but like, it doesn't really do anything else beyond that. And that's a little, I mean, that's not a big surprise, but not everyone has an iPhone, so, I don't know. I think if they could put like a LTE radio and like a Wi-Fi radio in here, that would be really helpful. But it's not a replacement for your phone, right? It would be nice if it had these things to make it a little bit more useful, but, I don't know. It's not... It's a different device, and I think we have to think of it differently. So, I don't know. I'm not even close to done eating. I'm like taking like 4 bites. I literally had to come out here just because it's so nice. I mean, seriously, look at this. Look at this. This is like the perfect day right now. No. There we go. Look at this. You got my favorite like little puffy clouds. Everyone knows a perfect day until there are puffy clouds. That's like 75, 80 degrees. It's like perfect, basically. I'm using the iPhone. I've played around with the Galaxy S6 as far as Periscope, and I love it. So the front-facing camera it's like way wider and stuff, but I have a little tripod deal. I'm actually here, I can pull it off and show you guys. I have a little tripod thing so that I can like Periscope handheld. So this is what my phone sits on. So it's like a little Gorilla Pod. It's got this little, what is it called? The Reticam. So I like this a lot because like basically it's like a tripod mount for my phone, so I can like just kind of slide it in. But the problem is the mount I have is for big phones, and the Galaxy S6 doesn't fit. So this is like 15 bucks. The Reticam. Actually, if you guys ever shoot on phones, this is actually really helpful because it's basically just it locks your phone in here. I would show you, but I'm kind of periscoping. You can lock your phone in here, and it's just got a normal like tripod mount. It is on Amazon. Yeah, you guys can just look it up. It is, like I said, the Reticam. I think it's like, this is the XL, and I think they make a normal version for smaller phones. And then this is just a Gorilla Pod. So there's like a million of these everywhere. They're super helpful. I shoot on all of it. But wait, let's slide it in, and I just lock it in. Lock it in, and there we go. So now I'm hands-free periscoping. So this is like my little periscope rig. I don't know. I would like to shoot more on the Galaxy S6, but like this just works for the iPhone, so yeah. Review my periscope rig? Yeah. I don't think you should tie it to a bike. I mean the periscope can like, the Gorilla Pod can like wrap around like a tree or something, but I don't know if I'd trust it like moving around a lot. It's getting boring now. Well, I'm eating lunch, so sorry. I gotta say, I'm just enjoying this day. I'm just chill right now. I'm not even like there's no periscoping while driving. Okay, no. That's one thing I don't do. I don't vlog. I don't do anything in the car. When I'm in the car, I drive. Because I don't know. It's not safe to do anything besides driving in cars, really. We need smart top hats. I'm going to reply. What am I drinking? Yeah, just some tea. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, if you have like a hands-free Periscope rig and you're just talking like you would be talking to him. Did you guys hear that? Alright. But I don't know, it's just not cool. Moto 360 2nd Gen. Alright, so the Moto 360, I don't know how much they can improve it with the 2nd generation. I really don't know. There's something fun? Let me finish the sandwich now. We'll get into something fun. I don't know. I think the Moto 360 is pretty solid. Like, obviously we won't know for another year or two, but I don't know how much smartwatches can improve. Unlike phones that get thinner and blah blah blah, better battery life and stuff, Apple Watch already has great battery life. I mean, I don't think I've had like one day where I finished the day under 50%, right? The display could be better. Yeah, absolutely. Although, again, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see the same thing of like, you need to upgrade your watch every year, right? I don't know if we're going to see that. I feel like we won't. I feel like maybe every 3 or 4 years, but I don't think it's going to be anything like a phone. We'll see, but 980 Ti. Yeah, you guys see that? That was dope. So I guess I can tell you this. I'm planning on doing a $1,500 build this month, but I'm waiting to see what the 980 Ti is, which we've now seen. Looks dope. But I also want to see the AMD Fury. That should be announced. Should be out by the end of the month. So, whichever one of those cards is better is going in the $1,500 build. Well, don't get me wrong. There will be a new Apple Watch and a new Moto 360. There's going to be a new one of these every year. There's nothing wrong with that. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's going to be necessary for you and me to buy a new watch every year, right? Like a phone, I think is a little different. There's pretty much upgrade every 2 years or so. Yeah, that's fine, because phones are flying like every 2 years. There's like some giant leap in cameras and battery and screens and all that kind of stuff. But with the watch, I don't know. I mean, think about all the guys who buy a watch and wear it for like 5, 10, 15 years, right? I don't know if that's a smartwatch that's going to last that long, but it's going to last a while. Price drops for the 200 series. From what I'm hearing, AMD is just going to be rebadging the 200 series as 300 series. So this is going to be the new Fury card, which is going to be like a Titan, like it's going to be above everything else. And like the 290 is going to be rebranded as the 390, 285 is going to be rebranded as the 385, etc., etc. So this is like the second rebadge AMD's done. But to be fair, that they're still on 28 nanometer. There's really not been any kind of major improvements that they've been able to do. They've announced since like the 7000 series came out, there's the Bonaire, there's Hawaii, and there's whatever the 285 die is called. I forget. The 980 Ti, the review's already out, is almost identical to the Titan X. It has 6 gigs of RAM versus 12, and it's like 3% slower. And it's $350 less. The Titan X is basically dead, right? There's almost no reason to buy a Titan X unless you need 12 gigs of RAM. Yeah, the rebadge is kind of lame. I feel like next year we'll finally be able to move GPUs onto like 14 or 16 nanometer, which should be, be a big improvement. Windows 10? Yeah, Windows 10 is coming out July 29th. It's coming out at the end of the month, or next month, so. Zenfone 2. Right. I didn't even talk about this. So, the Zenfone 2, I was out in New York a week and a half ago, something like that. I was out in New York for B&H and ASUS. They're doing the Zenfone 2 launch event. So I went out there. I don't know. It was live streamed. I know they're going to upload the video. I don't think it's actually up yet. But if you guys want to check it out, it should be up on B&H's stuff soon. But yeah, I basically went out there and kind of just talked about the Zenfone and stuff. I got to have a Zenfone for like 3 or 4 days, so I got to play with it a little bit, but I had to give it back. I will be getting another one that's actually mine sometime. I don't know exactly when, but I like the Zenfone 2 a lot. I actually want to do like a comparison of like budget smartphones, like I want to grab like the Zenfone. I want to grab the One Touch Idol. I want to grab the Moto G. I'd like to get a Windows phone for the comparison, but the thing is, there's not really been any updated Windows phones, and especially not in like the $200-ish price point. Another MacBook Pro later this year. Possibly. I don't know. That looks like they're skipping Broadwell for the 15-inch. I think they might be updating it for Skylake, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. Zenfone's cool. Zenfone, I didn't have any major complaints besides the home button is like really like shallow when it's on the top of the phone, so it's a little bit hard to get. But yeah. All right. You know what? I don't know if I'm gonna finish the sandwich. It's nice to get out of the house. I've been stuck inside my little studio for way too long. Moto X? Yeah, Moto X should be cool. I don't know. So actually, here's a question for you guys. What do you think about... Are smartphones still exciting to you? And I don't mean like... I don't know. For the last few years, we've seen crazy gains in smartphones, right? Screens have gotten awesome, cameras, this, that, but I almost feel like we're starting to slow down. Like, look at the Galaxy S6. That screen, in my opinion, is basically perfect. Color is basically perfect. Pixel density is way better than you can see. I mean, viewing angles are amazing. Blacks are perfect. Like, that screen, I think, is essentially perfect. I don't know how you can really improve on that. Realistically, sure, you go to 4K and all these things, but to my eyes, I don't know how a screen could actually look better, right? Cameras. I don't know where cameras are going to stop improving. I think there's still a little ways to go, but cameras are getting crazy good. And you got to understand, like, compared to like something like a DSLR, like these are big cameras that, you know, deliver amazing image results. But a phone, the entire camera has to be this thin, right? You got to put the lens, the multiple lenses, you have to put the sensor, you have to cram all this stuff in, and that's part of the reason why you see like camera humps on a lot of phones, is because literally there are certain laws of physics that you have to have the glass and the lenses certain, you know, distances apart, otherwise you have like a super wide lens or something. So cameras will continue to improve for sure, but I don't know how much, like, I feel like, I mean, look at like iOS and Android lately, right? They've been kind of like smaller updates, kind of like just adding a little feature here and there, but it's just not been huge. I think battery life definitely does need to improve, for sure, no doubt. Like, it's not even a question. But I don't know. I'm starting to feel like phones are just not as exciting as they used to be. For a while, phones were getting crazy good. Like, every year there'd be like some massive change. Like, oh, it's 3 times faster and 80 times better looking and blah, 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 blah. But I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, I think a lot of the flagships last year, such as the Galaxy S5 and the One M8 and the Moto X and G3, were all good, but they're all very similar. I think this year there's like some differentiation, but I don't know. Marquez is here. What's up, dude? Yeah, the One M8 was amazing, by the way. Seriously, the One M8 I think is still one of my favorite phones, period. I would legitimately take the One M8 with Google Play Edition. That guy has an awesome build. Damn. Anyway, I think I would still take the One M8 Google Play Edition over the M9 right now. Yeah, I just think it's a better nuclear-powered phone. So that's okay. So you know what? I'm going to get into this for 1 second. There is no reason why phones can't have better battery life. So take the iPhone 6 Plus, for example. It actually has good battery life, and it's thin, but it's just got a giant battery in, right? If phones were a little bit thicker, and you just fit bigger batteries, they would have better battery life. It's not rocket science. Yeah, sure, batteries should be better, and, you know, they don't improve that fast, but there's a solution. Just put a really big battery in there. I don't know. I feel like a lot of companies sacrifice thinness. Like, I think the normal iPhone 6 is a great example of a phone that has subpar battery life purely because it's thin. The 6 Plus gets away with it just because it's a bigger phone, so there's more room for battery. But the 6 is not very big, and it's still got terrible battery life, just like every other iPhone basically ever. Software optimization on battery life can only go so far. Like the Galaxy S6 is an example of a phone that seems to have a reasonable battery life, but the optimization is just horrible, and it just like cell standby, and like it just eats up the battery like nobody's business. Like seriously, that phone, if I just lock it, set it down by my bed, go to sleep, wake up 8 hours later, it's down by like 25%. Like battery just drains just doing nothing. So that drives me a little crazy. Yeah, you know what? I might have to kill this Periscope. I've been sitting here way too long. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go finish this and not be weird and on Periscope. But yeah, I think that's about it. Just keep in mind that last month I want to just thank you guys for how awesome last month was. And wow, there's comments all over my face right now. I just wanted to give you guys a big thank you for helping me make last month so awesome. I've got some cool stuff coming up this month. I will be in E3 in 2 weeks or so. So yeah, look forward to some videos there. I've got some other cool videos that are coming up. I've got a video with Josh from Fractal Design, which we did something really awesome a long time ago, and the video is finally coming out soon. So a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. So you guys know the drill. I'm just gonna stare deeply into your soul because I love you and you're amazing. Bye-bye.